Okay, so we're going to start with some very basics in Python. The first thing we're going to talk about are strings. So let's open up idle, and we have our shell right here. Just so that you're aware, in the shell, we can only type in one line at a time. Whereas if I want to create a program, I will click New File, and I can type in a program. But for right now, we really only just need to use idle shell. When we're talking about strings, basically strings are just characters that we want to have entered in. So if we want to convey some information for our user to read, we might type in something like, hello, how are you doing? Question mark, end quotes, and then parentheses. Hit enter, hello, how are you doing? So that's a very simple string right there. Strings can have any number of characters, including 0. If I type in, for example, 5, and I'm going to concatenate. Concatenate basically simply means adding another string together. Putting two things together is concatenation. I'm going to get 54. So it's treating the numbers 5, the number 4, just as characters and not as integers. So that's what we need to remember. So if I put in a number in there, in those parentheses, it's going to treat it simply as a character and not an integer. So there will be no, the math obviously will not be correct. If I do 5 plus 4 and hit enter, now I'm going to get 9 because it sees those numbers as integers and not characters. The other thing that I want to mention is the fact that Python will take single or double quotes. So I can do the same thing. Hello, how are you? With the single quotes, and it works just the same. Obviously, you can't mix them on a line, but you can use the single and the double. So the backslash is an escape character, and you may see a few of these floating around for different things, but the backslash n basically gives us another line. So when you see that backslash n, this is how it's going to end up right here. Hello, how are you doing? And then the backslash n makes Stephanie go on to a new line. I know I've already discussed concatenation, but if you look over to the right here, you'll see that if I have hello, if I could spell it right, hello plus world, that's going to give me hello world. You'll notice that it becomes one word, and that reason for that is because we have not put space in here. So I'm going to do that again. I'm going to put a space before the W here. I could put it after the O there and hit enter, and now I get the space. So that's concatenation, combining of strings, which we discussed a little bit up here. The other thing that we can do is that we can have repetition in our strings. So if I type in, for example, world with my quotes, and then that asterisk, which actually is a multiplication, asterisk 3, and have it repeat 3 times and hit enter, it's going to give me world 3 times. If I want this to have space, I'm going to put a space here after the D. All right, error message here because I did not put my quotes around it. Quotes, there we go. There we go. So now we have our space after the D, so we can see the 3 words all separately. So that is a basic introduction to strings.